Alrighty, so we just got done doing the LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta showcase, so what I want to do now is take a look at the LR Super Saiyan Blues with their EZA. In their base form, very similar. Basically, I'm pretty sure it's just identical, right, to the Super Saiyan 4s in terms of like what they're doing with their turn 1 utility, with their damage reduction, and then where that turn 3 can be a little bit tricky. Now, where things are going to differ with this Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta is these characters are actually going to be more damage focused than dodge focused, than damage reduction focused as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was when you transformed. So I'm very interested to see how that sort of plays out in real time with these characters. I'm very excited to see how they look, and what we're going to be doing today is basically running them on the same exact team that I ran in the last video, with the exception of taking out one of the tech characters that was the I was going to put Broly there, but we took off Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and we are going to be putting Evolution Blue Vegeta there, because I think this is a character who's going to be able to revive if we need him to, and he's also going to just be able to float and be fine where he is, right? So just wanted to get a safe character in that spot compared to what we have with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I think what's going to be interesting about this showcase in specific is we are not going to have to worry so much about having to get a specific linking partner up for Super Saiyan 4, or like as we did with the Super Saiyan 4s, right? So that's going to be very easy. What we're going to be doing is hopping into the future saga of the Goku story Red Zone, just to get a long event. And then, like I said, if you guys didn't watch the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta video, I recommend you do so. We are going to be running them on a combined team in the next video, where we're going to be able to see them kind of operating at full power, holding down slot 1, doing all that fun stuff. And we will be going into a Universe Survival Saga stage of the Red Zone. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and hop into this event and make sure we have intros on and stuff like that for this first iteration of the video. And we should be good to go here in just a moment. Okay, so as usual, can't get them stacking turn 1, but that should be okay in this specific case because Evolution Blue Vegeta is actually going to be able to hold us down here with the damage reduction in the guard. This Goku Black does not hit too hard to kind of start the fight out, so we should be okay. Again, what we're going to be aiming to do is flow off the Gogetas, because if we flow off the Gogetas, we're going to be able to ensure that we have one when it's time to go for the support turn, which is going to basically be the same thing that we did in the Gogeta showcase. And we're going to try and, I guess to get started, we'll get started with like these big boy orb situations, but let's see. Yeah, so he's going to be fine. That damage reduction's already up to what, 60%, so we'll be good on that. Again, I think where this character is going to shine the most is like this is where like they're going to be at their, not at their best in terms of like statistic output, but in terms of utility, right? One thing that this Gogeta and Vegito team, the 10-year fusions, lacks is sort of the ability to kind of anchor down a slot 1 situation, and what the Super Saiyan 4s and the Super Saiyan Gods are going to be doing is doing just that, right? Where you can go turn 1, you can go slot 1, and they're going to be absolutely fine compared to the other version of this where that's not always going to be the case, right? Where if I were to put this Vegito in slot 1 and he took like a super right away, it's going to be like, oh, that's not good. But with the LR Gods and the LR 4s, we're going to be fine in that specific spot. So not going to have to worry as much about that. We can just comfortably stack with a lot of these characters and get started to be where we need to be in order to see them at their best. So I think this showcase is actually going to be a little bit easier to do than the LR4's one, because again, what we were struggling with in the last situation was getting Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta with the Gogeta support and linked up with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, just because of floating and the way these bosses work, where they're hitting for a gazillion damage. So it's really tough to sort of set things up perfectly, and it ended up taking like an hour to do so, but we're good to go with that. So it's always good to see that intro animation. It's been like, that one's so good. So what's going to make this one easier is that we can just set them up like that. Oh my god, that battle motion. I saw it earlier, but like, let's just watch it again. Yeah. All right, that's sick. Okay, so where this is going to be tricky. Okay, what do I want to do here? I kind of want to do this, not because... No, because their designated role is to do this. It sucks we're not going to be able to get the 24 key, but let's do that. So start a turn defense on a non-ideal situation there. 413k, we are going to get the guaranteed additional super attack because of the 17 key, but we are going to be missing out on the like 4th one, right? With the 20 key, but again, the orbs just did not want to play in our favor there, so it is what it is. We'll just grab those with Go Tanks, doesn't really matter. So what do we got here? That's obviously going to be double digits. You guys know 77% damage reduction combined with guard, combined with a decently high defensive stat. It's going to be tough to pierce through that, right? Like, you got to hit really, really hard to get through 77%. So that is going to be like the ideal situation for them. Like, just put them in front of a super and they'll be fine. But next turn is where things get interesting, because it's not just a guarantee that you're going to be able to deal with that super because of the effects that the boss might have, right? Because the damage reduction is actually going to wear off. So what we would have to potentially do if we wanted to forgo stacking is just transform them right away, get the rainbow orbs, get the guaranteed dodging and all of that fun stuff. But it's not, or not the guaranteed dodging, but the high dodge chance. But again, like, that's not really what you're aiming to do with this character, where they really are a stacking character. You want to see them get up to that high attack stat so they can, slide in with high attack stat numbers, decent defensive numbers, and then they could just dodge supers, right? So I think potentially where this could be an issue in a future showcase will be when we're in the Jiren fight and he disables dodge, right? Because this guy does not have the similar effect that Gogeta does, where he can just like disable himself or enable himself to be immune to these debuffs. So I think that'll be interesting. But we're having a good turn here from Gogeta. Just don't want to go too hard, because if we go too hard, then it's going to be almost impossible to stack the way we want to, right? But we did get 3 stacks in there, so we'll take that for sure. That won't be an issue. Now, next turn, I'm kind of hoping that Gotenks kind of like takes it easy right here. Gotenks doesn't know, like, that's not his mantra here, but we'll see. Yeah, we're good. As long as this doesn't crit, we're good. We'll get another turn, and then we can kind of set this up the way we want to. I didn't really want to, because what we can do next turn is we can tag into Goku on the next iteration of this turn, and he'll be able to dodge in slot 1. So we'll be safe from like whatever shenanigans Zamasu wants to get up to. So let's go ahead and do this with Vegito and get some stacking in with you. And we will grab these with Evolution Blue Vegeta. Grab that, because the orbs are going to reset anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now what we can do is tag into Goku, have the dodge in slot 1, and then we can safely put them in slot 2, where we'd want them to be for this third turn, because that is where their defensive ability is going to be the most suspect, right? Because again, I just don't think that like tagging into them or immediately transforming turn 4 is really how you want to play this character, especially in long events, right? It's different in like battle hardened formidable foes, which I think will be a really good, again, I keep mentioning this, but like the next time I do this, that will be a much better instance for like how we can take advantage of just transforming turn 4 and stuff like that. But these are events where we're going to turn 8, we're going to turn 9, we're going to turn 10. So, it'll be better to kind of hold off right away, I think, to like, it's tempting to transform because like the stats are going to go up, but I just don't think it's worth it right now. So let's see here. We are looking at 1.1 million defense, and that is before we grab any orbs. So what if we grab these with you? I think the most we're going to be able to get is 1 rainbow orb here. So this will get us up to the over 20 key threshold that we need for the stacks. Now, what are we going to be looking at right here? We are looking at 1.29 with guard. After stacking, that's not going to be bad, right? And I think it could be better. Like, that's like the crazy part. So we'll see, right? So 19 million there from you. Not too worried about how much damage that this Gogeta's doing. Like, this will be a much easier kind of process here. So decent damage there, a 17 mil crit. So what we'll see is if like next turn it's looking like the fight's going to be over, we will just go ahead and go through with like getting the support turn and stuff like that, and then maybe going into another event. But what'll make the next event, like the next phase of this, really interesting is the fact that we are actually going to have to deal with what's his name, Zamasu having an AoE. So that'll be another cool sort of thing to look at. So 15 million right there. This is the first iteration of their 18 key of this specific setup. So this will give us even more in terms of what we're looking for. So 1 super right there. We're going to get 2 right here. Then there's a chance, like I think it's guaranteed that we're going to get a third one and then a 4th one as well. So this is going to look really good for the stacking. We started off at 1.2 with guard. So hopefully after these supers, he actually does go ahead and super, because we can see that with like them being less vulnerable. Because if I put them in slot 1, they would have gotten shredded, but they were not in slot 1. So let's see. No, it was just 3 there. Okay. Okay, so now he did get that attack buff. Well, we have type advantage right here with Vegeta, so we should be fine. I think it was a misplay not going for the 24 key with this guy, but again, I was trying to throw for damage, or for less damage, but we'll see. What do you got for me, Vegeta? Do another one? No. Oh, he dodged it. Okay, that's the hidden potential system coming in there. Nice. Okay, yeah. And again, with this, we need to be careful because like just tossing this out and doing the taunt, it's just like Vegito steals the show every time, and that's what we're trying to avoid in this specific case. So let's go ahead and see this. Not. I think what we'll do. Let's see how these attacks play out. Oh, perfect. Yeah. So what we'll do is we will do this, right? We'll tag into Vegeta, and then we'll be able to get some defensive stacks in. So this is going to be really good. So we're going to be able to grab these. We're going to be able to grab these. Then we'll grab these with the U. Perfect. Okay. So now I think we can afford, depending on the attack spread, maybe one more turn of stacking. And I think we should be good to go. So I'm expecting the defense to be close to the 2 million range, right around there. Because we did get 3 stacks in last turn. So not bad. Yep, and now Vegeta's getting stacks in with his defense. Goku's going to get more stacks in with his defense. This is shaping up to be a good setup here. And so now Evolution Blue Vegeta, he should be fine. Again, that first hit, as long as the first hit isn't a super, we should be good. Kind of like famous last words here. I'm setting myself up, but let's see. Okay, 3 attacks. Okay, perfect. Yep, got a dodge in. Okay, yeah, Gotenks will be fine here, especially after he supers. That's not taking us out. No way. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, 5 million from you. Cool. So this will be able to set us up nicely for the next turn in specific, because we'll be able to see them at their. We'll be able to get more stacks in, right? And I think that is really my priority right now, is seeing how many stacks we can get in. Because again, I think 2 turns of stacking just isn't fair to what the character could potentially do. So let's see what that defense looks like when we get out of here. Yep. Again, I'm not worried about Gotenks here one bit. Okay, he just didn't super that turn. All right, so now what we can do is get this up. So being able to fuse into Gogeta, always helpful. I guess we could watch the animation. Why not? Okay, so now we can see the super. It's going to be in slot 1. I'm not worried about Goku one bit. And now the defense is up to 1.6. So after we grab these orbs right here, we should go either to 2 million or above it, because it's going to give us 4 rainbow orbs right here. That's going to get us up to 23 key, and that's going to put us up to 1.86. Again, with guard, not bad, especially after we get stacks in. Goku should be fine here. As long as he dodges it, we'll be able to get a nice 3rd turn of stacking in here for this specific event. You want to go ahead and dodge this for me, Goku? That'd be appreciated. He did not. We are... Okay, that's not good. that's So, again, this is why we brought Evolution Blue Vegeta, right? So now, even if we get got next turn, we're okay. Because we have a revival. So that is good. That is why you do that. All right. Today has just not been my day for showcasing. Everything seems to be going wrong. Oh, now you want to dodge. Okay, so 20 million there in base. All right. I like it. I like it. Let's see. Yeah, so this should be pretty crazy, especially when we get this Gogeta support going. Okay, okay. What do you got? One more. Perfect. Yeah, so those guaranteed 3 supers every time I think are going to be huge moving forward, right? Just being able to constantly make this character better. Perfect. All right. Now, this turn, we have a revive active, so we're going to play things a little bit safer. I think what this really could do is help us kind of set up for what we're looking for. So, like, how do I want to do this, right? Let's do this. And if the AoE gets us, the AoE gets us. I'm not too worried about it because we're going to revive anyway. So we'll do that. Grab these with you. And then they're going to become an orb changer within orbs. So we want to make sure that we save those for next turn. So this is going to help us set up a really nice turn for them on this next setup here. So that's fine. We had a revive. Not worried about it. Now we can sort of set this up the way we want to, right? This is going to be a big boy rotation here with the gods. So now what we can do is we can bring Gogeta out, we can bring the blues out, and then last but not least, we could probably just do the active with Gotenks. He's going to have high defense, so everybody's going to be safe on this specific turn, and things are going to get pretty glitchy, so we shall see, right? So we got a proper amount of stacks in, like a really decent amount, so let's see. We are now up to 2.1, and again, it is going to be more after we fuse here, so let's tag back. And for the sake of it, yeah, we can play this one. We haven't played it yet in the video. Okay, so now we have that set up, and we'll do the active here in a moment. Now, what we want to do is we want to transform into the blues, and we should be good to go. So let's go ahead and do that now. Perfect. And last but not least, because we're having fun, perfect, okay. Okay, so now that we've done that, we have everything that we're looking for here. Let's go ahead and check out this battle motion. This one just, the aura just takes up the whole screen. I love it. Okay, so now 2.3 million defense. We have damage reduction. We have dodge chance. So how many rainbow orbs can we get right here? That's 4, 4, 4. Yeah, so 4. That's going to be the optimal setup here that we can get. So 4 rainbow orbs. Let's put them in slot 1. I kind of want to just see this. So we'll grab this, and then we have one more set of support to do. And this is probably going to be like the best look that we're going to get for the gods in this specific video. But we shall see. So let's go ahead and do one more thing. Perfect. So now they are up to 4.2 million defense. They have damage reduction. They have the extra chance to dodge with the rainbow orbs. They've got guard, right? Like they've got a 17 million attack stat here. This is going to look pretty impressive, I think. I'm pretty excited to see where this goes. Again, if they don't dodge this super, that'd be funny. But I think even if they don't, like, it doesn't matter. So there we go. You're fine. Gotenks will be fine too. Yep. All right, come on. Yep, here we go. All right, dodge this for me real quick. Yeah, come on. Yeah, untouchable. All right, let's see. Type disadvantage. What do we look at? 56 million. Okay. And I believe we're doing 4 of these. So let's see. Action break there. 37 million crit. 42 million right here. Honestly, I think we'll be able to do another turn. So let's see. 28 million. There's 3. Yeah, so what did we see there? We saw a 56 to open up, another 40, and I think we got another one coming. Yeah, so 4 supers all over 40 million. That one's up to 50 million, basically. What was that, 49.6? So, okay. Oh my god, I thought they were going to get a 5th in. And they still crit for 29 million on a normal. So, and they did take a hit there, but it wouldn't have mattered. Like, they were more than okay at that point. So, like, you think about all those defensive raises, right? So if we go to the gods, I could pull them up while Gogeta's cooking here. So they started, what was it, at 4.9? Then if we go to the blues in specific, The first raise is 100%, so we were already at 9 million, right? So like well over that, like 9.6, almost 10. And then more greatly raises defense. So from that, I don't so it would be like what? Like like in the tens of million, not tens of millions, but like well over like 10 million easily, right? Like 12 million, 13, 14 million defense. I think if my math is mathing correctly there, because 100% of 4.9, just double it, right? And then I don't know, I always forget how the calculations work. If it's like, oh, 44 million there from Go Tanks. Okay. Yeah, is this team good? I don't know. Yeah, okay. And that's without being hit, by the way. So, yeah, wow. Okay. Hmm. I have a fun idea. So, what I'm going to do on this next turn, just for the fun of things, right? We are going to do this, right? Let's skip this. Um I didn't need the usher. That was just in case disaster struck. But what we're going to do right here is we're going to do this. And then we're going to try and do some damage on this turn, but we're going to try and hold back just a little bit. So that way we could potentially see the active skill from the blues, right? And hopefully that ends up getting the kill, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. We shall see. The attack stat might be a little bit lower on the next iteration, but we'll see because we're not going to have that active skill up. So let's see, Gogeta. Go ahead and do your thing. 13.3, not bad. It's kind of just whatever, right? We're not here to see Gogeta go crazy. But so yeah, what was that? 40 million plus supers, well over 10 million defense with damage reduction, with guard, with dodging. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good character. I don't. What you guys tell me? I don't know. That's wow. Yeah, I think these guys are going to age pretty well. That would be my guess, right? They are perfectly suited for what they need to do, especially when you can like build up in these tournament of power stages. Again, I'll be very interested to see in the next video that we do, where we go into like the Jiren fights, how those look, because again, we're intentionally holding back a little bit here, where we're not using the fours and the blues on the same team, and we're also not going into the hardest stage, but we are still going into modern content, right? This was a part 3 red zone stage that can absolutely catch you if you mess around, so that is why we are sort of taking it, we're dialing it back just a little bit, but not too much, right? Like, we're not just going and dominating the Goku event, right? So now we can do the active skill because the enemy is under 50% HP. Unfortunately, I don't think it can take him out, but we can do the Patara break for support here, so that'll be helpful. So that's nice, and then we will go ahead and do this active skill here. Let's turn that off. Again, I don't think this is going to take him out, but who knows? I guess anything is possible. I thought I turned off the skip. 77 million. Okay, let's try that one again. Okay, I just don't know how to play the game, so let's go ahead and see this active skill again, with this time being active. Okay, not quite enough to take them out, but still a significant amount of damage here. So now what we'll do is we'll toss them in slot 1, give them their thing here. So this is going to be a different turn here where the Gogeta support is not all the way there, but 3.2 million there with guard and the dodge chance, they're still going to be more than okay. So if a normal hits them, it's not going to matter at all. But even if it did, what we could do also is Patara break. I guess we could do that before we can see the final here. But again, I don't really like doing the Patara break. It's not bad, but I prefer to not do it. Just because I'd rather have Vegito. So we'll just do that real quick. And what are we looking at now? So 3.2 still. I think that one's it's a bit of a different effect, but here we go. So go ahead and dodge this for us. They do get an attack stack when they're doing the supers, by the way. So yeah, 43 million there. That's still very good, because considering that, you know, the Gogeta support is a little bit silly, but there you guys go. This character is definitely dumb. You know, we were consistently getting over 30 million damage there against an enemy, and that is a red zone part 3 boss. So that is definitely not a slouch, right? That guy, if you mess around, he will light you up. So Let me know down below what you guys think of Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta. Between those two, it's tough. This showcase was a lot easier than the Blue Boys one, or than the Super Saiyan 4's one. But just having Gogeta on rotation works wonders, right? Because it's less floating shenanigans, and I sort of knew what I was doing. So look forward to tomorrow's video. We will be looking at these two together, and we will be going into the real, like, sort of big boy stages against, like, Jiren and stuff like that. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Let me know what you thought down below. Subscribe if you are new. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.